Hi 4th grade, welcome to Ms.Baglio's planting video number 3. So, it is time for some of you to be able to transport your seedlings into a larger container. Now, not everybody is going to be at this point right now. There are going to be some of you that are going to have to wait, and that's okay. Everybody's seedling is going to grow at its own pace. But some of us are ready. So I'm going to show you today how you transport your seedlings into a larger container. I would ask that you would wait till after our Google meeting so you could show me your plant and we can kind of analyze and see if it's ready for its next step. But I'm going to show you this. And there's actually 2 clues and 2 ways you can tell if your seedling is ready to be moved to a larger container. And this is good so that the roots are going to be able to grow, okay, and not grow together. We want them to be able to have some room to grow. So there's 2 clues to know if your seed is ready to go to a larger container. One of the clues is by looking at the leaves. Okay, so as you can see with my plant, you want to have 2 to 3 really good, solid, full leaves. Okay, and mine has more than that. So that's one clue that I know, check, I'm ready to go to my larger container. The next clue is by looking at the bottom of your plant, okay? And I just opened it a little bit larger, but as you can see, some of the roots of the container, the roots are kind of poking out and tangling it together, and we don't want that. So we know that this guy is ready to move into a larger pot, okay? So those are the 2 clues. If you're not there yet, it's okay. You can still keep your plant in its smaller container. The other thing is now we want to make sure that since the weather is nice too, many of you have been leaving it indoors, this is the time now to be leaving your plant outdoors. I'm pretty sure we're not going to have another frost, so this should be okay to keep outside now. So I'm going to show you the steps on how to do it. The first thing, a couple things you're going to need. One is a container that is 2 to 3 inches larger than your container that it was in before. Okay? The next thing you're going to need is some potting soil, and you're going to need some water, okay? Your gloves if you don't want to get your hands dirty. A pair of scissors if that's how you're going to be getting your plant out, okay? A measuring tape. This is where it's important. We talked about on the package, many of you said planting your seeds 2 to 3 inches apart. This is where it's important because we want to make sure that, because I have a couple seedlings in here, not just one. I want to make sure that I'm taking them and planting them 2 to 3 inches apart, okay? So that's what you're going to need to start. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put my gloves on, and then I'm going to fill my larger pot with some soil now. Okay, I'm just gonna give it like two big scoops. Okay. Then the next part we're gonna do is we're going to cut open our container. Okay, and I'm gonna be really careful when I'm doing this. Now, what I'm going to try to do is separate the different seedlings, okay? So I see right here, okay, I can see how this is one separate seedling. So I'm going to then place that one. I'm using a single container. I'm actually going to put a little bit more soil. I'm gonna take my gloves off. I'm gonna place it in, and I'll hold it up so you can see after. Then I'm gonna take a little bit more soil. And kind of put it, I want to fill it around. I have my new seedling in there ready to grow. So as soon as, all you want to do is make sure that the stem, as soon as the stem soil hits the stem, the roots are going to start to grow. Okay. Now I have actually more seedlings left. So what I wanted to do is I'm going to separate these. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I have 3. I actually have a larger pot because in this pot I'm not going to be able to put the other seedlings 2 to 3 inches apart. And remember, that's important now since we're transferring them. We want the roots to have room to grow. So what I'm going to do is with my other seedlings, I'm going to fill up this larger pot. Okay, and then I'm going to put these seedlings 2 to 3 inches apart from each other so they have room to grow. Okay, and I'm going to show you that actually during our Google Meet. I just wanted to show you this to get started. So remember, before you actually open up your little seedlings, put them into a larger container, you want to make sure first bring your plant with you to the Google meeting, and I can look at it and say, okay, we're ready to go. Also, remember the 2 clues. Looking at your leaves, you have 2 to 3 full leaves. And if you're looking underneath, are your roots kind of popping out? Are they ready to burst out? Those are 2 good signs to know you're ready. I know some of you are ready, and I know some of you are not. Some of your plants will take a little bit longer to germinate, but this is a good video that you can refer back to when that time comes up, and then you can move on to your next part. Also remember, we are going to, you want to put a little bit of water. I'm going to open this up, put a little water in there, okay, into the new large container. Also, another important thing is there is still holes in the bottom. This guy still needs drainage, okay? So we want to make sure if you put it into a larger container that you also have holes punched in it for drainage, okay? And this is where I'm going to fill out my plant journal. Okay, so for me, for today, and some of you will be at this point, you're going to put your observations. Okay, I'm observing that I have my 2 clues that tell me, okay, I'm ready to move my plant to a larger container. I have 2 to 3 full leaves. My roots were popping out of my small container. Caring for my plant. So caring for my plant is really going to be the same when I transfer it to a new container, making sure that you have giving it plenty of water, okay? Making sure that you're giving it TLC. And also, I'm going to be leaving my plant outside now, okay? It's the weather right now is okay to leave it outside. There's no frost that's going to be predicted, hopefully. So I'm going to be able to leave my plant outside now, okay? As before, I was leaving him inside. Now I'm going to leave him completely outside. Okay, my predictions for next time. I'm hoping my predictions next time, I'm actually going to see the bud of the flower actually start to bloom. Okay, and then I'm going to, again, measure my growth. This is actually a great way before you actually put your seedling into the new container. This is a great way because you're going to get the full stem there. So my stem, believe it or not, is 5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to put that down onto my measure for my growth. Okay. And that should be okay for your plant, for your journal. If you did not move your plant yet or it's not time, you can still fill in your journal as we were before with observations. So thank you, 4th grade. This was Ms. Baglio's planting video 3. I'm very excited to see if your plants are ready to move to a larger container. Bye.